Now, welcome to the disciplines and ideas of social sciences. In this subject, we're going to see the connection of various disciplines to the subject matter itself, the social sciences. Now, social science is an academic discipline and a branch of science that deals with the institutions and functioning of human society and with the interpersonal relationships of individuals as members of the society according to Merriam-Webster. So it's an academic discipline, at the same time a branch of science that talks about the role of the human person functioning in a given particular society. So as citizens or as members of the society, we are bound to interact and we are bound to have interpersonal relationships among us members of the society. Now, the definition of terms, in order to understand the connection of social science and its disciplines, we need to understand various terminologies. First is the natural science. Now, natural science is any of the sciences such as physics, chemistry, or biology, etc. Now, deals with the matter, energy, and their interrelations and transformations, or with objectively measurable phenomena. Now, science is a knowledge of a system of knowledge covering general truths of the operations and general laws, especially as obtained and tested through scientific method. Now, ano naman yung social science? It's a branch of science that deals with the institution and functioning of the individuals in the society and with interpersonal relationship of individuals as members of the society. So here, we are dealing more on the ideas, behaviors of the human persons living in a particular society. And in the process of living in the society, they build an interpersonal relationship. Now, social science started during the Age of Enlightenment between 17th to 19th centuries. Now, this period is also known as the Age of Reason, which was intellectual and philosophical movement that began in Europe. Now, social science was merely taught as a natural philosophy. But later on, when the Age of Revolutions began, specifically the Industrial Revolution and the French Revolution in Europe, it was conceptualized as a moral philosophy. And then, as a science which was experimental or applied, that focused on the systematic knowledge bases or perspective practices relating to the social improvement of the group and in interacting entities. So long before, the social science itself is rooted from philosophy. So before, it is just a branch of philosophy, moral philosophy. But later on, they realized the value of social science as part of the components in order to improve or study the social behavior inside the community and particular society. So, social science tends to social improvement of a group of interacting entities. Now, social science is an academic discipline that focuses on the relationship of institutions, the function of the person in the society, and other members of the society. So, ang pinag-uusapan dito is ano yung role na ginagampanan ng tao inside this society. Ano yung particular na contributions Ano yung relasyon ng tao sa society, sa estado, sa kapwa, sa mamamayan, at sa mga naninirahan. Now, consequently, social science have several subdisciplines or branches that can be explained, different fields and disciplines. Now, here are some of the known branches of social sciences: anthropology, communication studies, economics, education, geography, history, law, linguistics, political science, psychology, and sociology. Okay? Let's see them. Now, first is anthropology. Now, anthropology comes from the two Greek words anthropos, which means human, and logos, which means the study of. So this is the study of the human person. Now, it is the holistic science of man, a science of the totality of human existence. So, anthropology, pinag-uusapan dito yung tao, how the human person travel, how the human persons develop, how the human persons interact. The discipline deals with the integration of different aspects of the social sciences, humanities, and human biology. The one who studies the human existence is called anthropologists. So, studies the human person from the vantage point of view of the human existence. Okay, the human development. Okay, now communication studies. It deals with the practices of human communication, commonly defined as the sharing of symbols to create meaning. The discipline encompasses the range of topics from face-to-face conversation to mass media outlets such as television and broadcasting. So, napakalawak ng social science. Isa sa mga branch niya yung communication studies. Why? When we speak of communication, we are building relationships. As part of the definition of the social science, it tends to apply the definitions of the relationship of an individual in a particular given society. So, pagdating sa communication studies, napakahalaga nito kasi it builds link, communication between two parties and in between the communities. Now, economics as part of the social science. It comes from the two Greek words oikos, which means family, household, estate, and nomos, which means custom, the law. And hence, it means household management or management of the state. So economics is a social science that seeks to analyze and describe the production, distribution, and consumption of wealth. The one who studies household management is called economist. So, ang pinag-uusapan dito is how the human persons utilize the resources that they have, utilize the materials that they have. So, in this particular discipline, we're talking of the production, distribution, and consumption of wealth. Studying the distribution, consumption of wealth for a meaningful existence. So, dito papasok din dyan yung how we preserve the resources, how we acquire resources, and how we use the resources responsibly. Now, the next one is education. When we talk of social science, we cannot but avoid talking of education as one of the basis or as one of the branches. Okay, it comes from the Latin word educare, which means to draw out or to facilitate the realization of an individual's potential and talents. So, education includes teaching, from the word educate, to teach, specific skills, as well as less tangible and more insightful development. So, education as part of the social science tends to teach, tends to draw out, or tends to facilitate learning process. Education is one of the fundamental aspects of a particular field of social science. Teachers and educators are called to those taking up and doing teaching and learning process. So from the word education, uh, education or educators are bound to educate and facilitate the teaching and learning process. Now, geography comes from the Greek words geo, meaning earth or land, and graphein, meaning description, and graphia, meaning to write about. It is the science that deals with the description, distribution, and interaction of the diverse physical, biological, and cultural features of the Earth's surface. The one who studies the Earth's surface is called geographer. So the focus here is more on the structure of the Earth, of the geo, meaning the land or the Earth. So, ang pinag-usapan dito is more on the geographical aspect of the Earth. History. It comes from the Greek word historia, which means the study of the past and significant events. It is also defined as the continuous, systematic narrative and research into past human events. So, history is, we cannot detach the subject history to the social science because history is very significant, not only because of the significant dates or significant events happen in the past, but also history will give us an idea of what would happen in the future. So as we can see, history has patterns. So we learn from the past, we live in the present, and we project what would happen in the future based from history. And of course, history is one of the basis of knowledge. Kasi we learn from the past, we learn from history, we learn from people, we learn from civilizations in the past. Law and jurisprudence. It is defined as the system of rules and interpretive concept to achieve justice as an authority to mediate people's interests, and even as the command of a sovereign backed by the threat of a sanction. Laws are political because politicians are the ones who created it. Studying laws and other political concepts is called political scientist. However, to become a lawyer, you must pass the test called the bar exam or the licensure examination for attorneys. Now, law is part of the social science because it talks about the political and sociological, economical, and everything that pertains to laws and jurisprudence. So, imagine a society without law. The society will become a chaotic society or yung society na magulo, disorganized, sabog-sabog, sporadic. So, law is very important. And as members of the society, we should be knowledgeable in the different laws because you cannot protect yourself unless you know the basic laws, the human rights, and everything. Now, linguistics. It is a scientific study of language. It involves the analysis of language from form, language meaning, and language in context. Now, linguists are the term used to call people who know and can speak any language. Linguists study human speech, including units, nature, and structure, and modification of language, and so on. Linguistics investigates the cognitive and social aspect of the human person. Now, linguistics as part of the social science or as branch of the social science is a very important discipline because when we communicate, when we interact with people, we use language. It could be orally or it could be by the use of body language or actions. Now, we cannot communicate with other people or other members of the society without language or without linguistic aspects, okay? Political science. It comes from the two Greek words polis, which means cities or state, and siere, which means study of. Therefore, is the study of state affairs. Okay. It is an academic and research discipline that deals with the theory and practice of politics and the description and analysis of political systems and political behavior. Power in international relation and the theory of great powers and superpowers. The one who studies state affairs is called political scientist. Why political science is a branch of social science? Madali lang yan. It's because we are a political animal. Okay? And, of course, political science deals with the theory and practice of politics and the description and analysis of political system and political behavior. So, imagine a society without leaders. Imagine a society without political aspect, or imagine a system of government without ideology. So, political science is one of the best disciplines of social science because it deals with the theories of political behavior, leadership, management, and studying of powers and studying of superpowers, and of course the state affairs, our connection with the society. Psychology is also part of the social science. It comes from the Greek word psyche, which means mind, and logos, which means study. So, it is an academic and applied field involving the study of behavior and mental process. Psychology also refers to the applications of knowledge in various spheres. So, mahalaga ang pag-aaral ng psykolohiya. Now, the last part is sociology. It comes from the word or the Greek word soci, which from the Latin word socius, which means companion or society in general, and logos, which means study. Now, it is the systematic study of society, individuals' relationship to their societies, the consequence of difference, and other aspect of human and social actions. So, in this case, we are bound to learn and understand the role of the human person inside the umbrella of society. So, ano yung ginagampan ng papel ng tao sa lipunan? So, the one who studied the society is called sociologist. Okay? Now, this ends the topic on the relationship of social sciences to the other disciplines. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope you learned something from this session. Looking forward for more discussions on the disciplines and ideas of social sciences. Good day.